as time went on, I felt like the magic had disappeared. I was able to like work backstage in the Baltimore Met Gala and New York Fashion Week. What it's like to run your own business. What does the streetwear culture really mean? You get to A&T, you see everybody doing everything, and you want to get involved in everything because it's hard, especially with school and the demands of academics and extracurriculars.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's MJ Brown back at it again, Limitless Creators, with another interview, very special first one back from the holidays, and I am super excited for our guest today. It doesn't matter if it's e-boards or e-commerce, it doesn't matter if it's pageants or fashion, even fitness. We're all witness to the greatness that is Niara Downing. Please welcome our special guest for today.
Woo. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. So, first of all, we gotta start every interview with the most important question. How you doing today?
I'm blessed. I'm super excited for this interview, and it's gonna be a good day. I'm doing some promo shoots after this, and celebrating my friend's birthday. So it's a happy Friday, and we don't have class. So
hey, shout out no class. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe for all the ice and snow that's been going on the roads. But yes, we love birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. You want to shout out birthday girl out?
Happy birthday, Kiki.
You ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, first off, I just want you to get to how you first started coming into A&T and how your experience has been so far.
Yeah, so I would consider my experience honestly kind of like a non-traditional transition from high school to college. I graduated high school early, and then I took a gap year, and I decided to do that because I had enough credits, number one, and number two, I really wanted time to be able to intentionally invest into my brand. So I took that gap year, that extra year once I graduated from high school early, to literally grind on my brand, go into the fashion industry, explore other opportunities. I was able to get like a fashion internship with a local fashion designer in Baltimore, and she really showed me the ropes of what it looked like to have a successful entrepreneurship, fashion-based business. And I was able to meet so many C-suite executives, people like Tabitha Brown and the governor's wife, Miss Dawn Moore. Like, I was able to be in crazy rooms and just be, and she viewed me as an asset, and so that was really cool to be able to learn, but also be able to use my skills in that space in the fashion industry. And I was able to like work backstage in the Baltimore Met Gala and New York Fashion Week, and I feel like my gap year experience really showed me like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This is what I will be satisfied with if I'm in this industry for the years to come. So I did my gap year, and then I applied to several different colleges. I was deciding between whether I wanted to go to an HBCU or if I wanted to go to a fashion college. My high school wasn't, the most blackety black. So I really wanted an HBCU experience, but I was longing those connections in the fashion industry. Okay. And so A&T was one of those places that had the fashion merchandising program and the entrepreneurship program. And none of my family is Aggies. All of my family are Bisons. So all of my life I thought I was going to Howard, but then when I came and visited A&T, I was like, whoa, like this is a different breed. Like how did I not know this existed for real? Like, and so it just felt like a family. And when A&T called me and said, we need you here, I was like, I'm coming. So yeah, my experience at A&T has been amazing. I definitely would say it is what you make it. The different organizations you get involved in, you meet so many different people and see so many different perspectives of the campus and of the experience. And just living and trying to do as much as you can, not even just from an academic or extracurricular standpoint, but just like letting loose and just trying new things and being open has really allowed me to grow and flourish as a person on A&T's campus. And I tell people to this day, I am so happy with my decision. I wouldn't change it for the world.
We're so happy with your decision. Shout out Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.
We love it. And so I want to put emphasis on what you were saying. A gap year out of high school. Like, you don't hear too many stories of people that look like us taking that time, and something that you said was investing intentionally, right? I love that. Like, it's not, especially when you have a business, it's not just monetarily, it's your time and your effort and your passion, and it's worked out for you really well. All right, so let's get into that. Right, please tell us about your fashion brand and what you are doing entrepreneurially.
Yeah, so my brand is called Veramata. It means true fashion in Italian. And I actually started my brand during the pandemic, 2020. I knew I wanted to start a brand, and I felt like going to the mall, like I have an older sister and my mom, and they're both into fashion. And going to the mall used to be like a magical experience for us. Like I used to love going to the mall. I would love to try on the clothes, try on the shoes. Like it was a great experience. But as time went on, I felt like the magic had disappeared from the mall. Everything was really catered to only one audience in the mall. It wasn't catered to urban culture. It wasn't catered to urban femininity, and I feel like there was something missing. So that's when I started creating my own clothes in 2020. But even before I launched my brand, I took about a year to just create that foundational knowledge of like what it's like to be in the fashion industry, what it's like to run your own business, what does the streetwear culture really mean. I took a yellow brick course that really gave me a deeper understanding, because people call things streetwear all the time, but they don't really know how streetwear has developed, who impacted streetwear, and what it really means outside of baggy jorts and graphic tees. You know what I mean? Ooh. So taking that deep dive helped open my mind and helped me, I think, approach launching the business appropriately. And ever since then, it's been really crazy. Of course, the pandemic had such an impact on the e-commerce space, so it's definitely been a fluctuating environment. But I love my brand. I love, like, it feels like my child, and I always describe it as a women's targeted streetwear brand that empowers women to embrace their femininity, but also embrace that urban, edgy style that's on the other side. Because a lot of times we want to wear the sweatsuits, we want to wear the graphic tees, but we have to tie it in the back, or we have to get it altered, or it just doesn't feel feminine, it feels masculine. So bridging that gap between femininity and streetwear is really where I come into play, and just giving things that extra flair, whether that is in terms of the color palette or the shape of the garment, or all of those things. They just make a major impact of how you feel as a woman wearing streetwear. So yeah,
that's dope. Nah, especially in our how we are viewed, right? And specifically black women are viewed. It's they try to masculize y'all, whether it's Serena Williams, right, as an athlete, or whomever. They always try to force that and take the femininity out. So I love what that's really the impact of your brand and how you guys started. So how has A&T specifically, how has that shaped your brand? Because you said you started it during the pandemic. So you come into A&T, you already have an established brand. How did A&T influence or impact your brand going forward?
Yeah, so it's interesting to reflect on my journey here at A&T, because the first year, a lot of people, you get to A&T, you see everybody doing everything, and you want to get involved in everything. Ooh. But I was one of those people where it's like, okay, I'm moving to an entire state. None of my family lives in North Carolina, by the way. So I'm just, deuces, like, just coming out here by myself. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to get acclimated to living with somebody else. First of all, I'm going to get acclimated to the campus. I'm going to get acclimated to all the different changes that I'm experiencing, and then I'll start to join organizations or lead organizations and things like that. So while I was getting acclimated, I knew that I wanted to bring my brand along with me. So the first few things when I got to A&T was doing pop-up shops. So I literally would take my rack and go up to the stew and post on my story and be like, hey y'all, I'm outside the stew, like, come shop with me. And that's what people started knowing me for, having my brand. And so I would do these pop-up shops, and it was great because it was perfect timing, perfect place. I'm catering to women who like streetwear but also want to be feminine, and typically it's black women, and that's my target audience is right here at A&T. So it was like the likelihood of somebody purchasing was much higher than it would be like just a regular e-commerce, and I put out an ad and something like that. So it was really nice because I felt like my artwork, my creativity was really accepted and valued on campus. And so when I started doing the pop-up shops, people would come up to be like, hey, are you the girl with the brand? I'm like, yes, I am. Like, what are you talking about? So being at A&T has, number one, I feel like reassured me that my gift is a blessing, and that not everybody has the ability to create the things that I create. And then number two, I think it continues to inspire me and push me to continue to pour into my brand, because it's hard, especially with school and the demands of academics and extracurriculars. A lot of times I put my brand on the back burner. But when people reach out to me, or they see when I wear my brand on campus and they ask where I got it from, it's like, all right, like, there's a reason behind this. There's a need behind this. You need to keep going and keep pushing through and continue to pour into what you build, because with enough intention and effort, it's going to scale how you imagine it. So, yeah, it's been really, A&T has been really impactful in shaping my perspective on my brand and just, providing that validation that I think I sometimes need when the brand is maybe at the low point or the high point.
And that's, look, I'm a Kobe kid as well, so shout out Kobe, shout out to Willie AD's College of Business and Economics.
Yes.
So those ebbs and flows, they're definitely gonna come, but you know, you've built that support system already at A&T, I'm sure, and we have a solid base, so you could just go wherever you want after it. And I love that, especially the pop-up shops, because you mentioned them all earlier and I let it slide, but as a younger brother, y'all be killing us, man. As a son too, y'all be killing us, man. I'm telling y'all, all love though. Shout out mom, shout out my sister. You know what I'm saying? They poured into brother little fashion sense a little bit. I don't do too much, but nah. Have you ever thought about rating people's fashion sense? Like, do you, like, in your head, do you be going around like, oh, that's fire? Ooh, I would do you so much better than them.
Please. No, I don't rate people's fashion sense. But like, if I see a fly fit, like one thing that I really tried to do when I came to A&T, like I don't want to say I was shy, but at my school, I didn't feel like a lot of people understood me. So I wasn't very, as outgoing as I am today. Right. But one thing I was like, all right, if I like somebody's hair, I like somebody's fit, I like somebody's whatever, I'm going to say it. So that's what I've been like working on. And so anytime I see somebody fly fit, I'm like, oh, you fly, like you trim. Like, yeah, but I'm never going around like, ooh, she needs help. That's crazy. That's crazy. But, yeah.
Oh, that's dope. I was just speaking for a fact, cause I be needing some help. You know what I'm saying? My sister's my fashion designer. You know what I'm saying? She be picking out my clothes for me. You know, got a shorty. We going to a concert. I gotta look good. You know, Bruno Mars concert coming through. Like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta look good. But let's circle back to what you were saying as far as balancing your fashion brand with your other curricular activities. One of which is fashion, etc. All right, so talk to me a little bit about what that is and what your role was in doing and producing several things that you all had doing on campus.
Yeah, so Fashion Etc. is the only fashion organization on campus, and basically the goal of Fashion Etc. is to create a community of creatives. We cater to everything from content creation, fashion design, styling, photography, whatever your niche is that you feel like is in the creative space. We want to be able to provide you resources, provide you opportunities, and give you a platform to really share your creativeness to A&T. Because A&T is a very creative hub, and so giving people the platform is really just one part of the step, but making sure they have access is another thing that we've been trying to work on to give to the students. And so my role, I currently serve as the historian, which basically is I do the photography and the content creation for the org, and it's really cool just putting things together for the org and things like that. But I also am on the fashion show committee. So like I mentioned before, I have experience doing professional fashion shows. So being able to apply that skill and those experiences to Fashion Etc. I think has been very impactful. We had a fall fashion show experience, and we were supposed to collab with another org, and I'm not gonna say the name, but we were supposed to collab with them, and they pulled out last minute. And so we had to rework the entire show just days before the show. And I think my experience with run of show and just logistics and handling models, as well as the group cohesiveness, everybody's willingness to put in the effort and get things done and get things organized before the day of the show, really made it come to life. And our show was packed out. People showcased their brands, people showcased their styles, and it was a really great event. So that was really, really cool.
Love that. I love how you were able to pivot, right? And I think a part of you being an entrepreneur is having that ability to pivot when something goes wrong. You know, collaborators drop out because, there's a little bit of a problem with that at A&T. With collaborating orgs dropping out last minute. That's all I'm going to say about that. But no, those are just exceptional leadership skills that you were able to come in, get everybody bought in, and you were able to produce a successful event. That just doesn't happen like that. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And I think those are some of the skills of why you were chosen to be a Lewis and Elizabeth Dowdy Scholar. Shout out to all of my scholars. Shout out to Honors College scholars. So I want you to talk a little bit about that. It's that time of year where kids are coming in for their interview. So talk a little bit of the process of that scholarship and how it's impacted you in your time at A&T.
Yeah, so it's really interesting how much the Honors College and that program has grown, because I wasn't even aware that A&T gave away full rides until I talked to one of my friends, Ryan, who is also a Dowdy scholar, and he told me, like, hey, like, it's tuition, housing, meals. Like, I'm like, whoa, like, where did this come from? So I applied to the Honors College. I don't think the application was extremely extensive. It's a lengthy application, but it's very feasible. Yep. And then you have to do a video, and then you come in for your interview in February. And it's really crazy because I was never expecting to be an Aggie. I was really going to be a Bison because my family had just been Bisons, and Howard has a good program for fashion and stuff like that. But I just applied to the Honors College, and then when I found out Honors Weekend was the weekend of my birthday, I told my parents, y'all, I'm not going. Like, I literally was like, I'm not going. I already know I'm going to Howard. Like, and I was trying to go to Miami this weekend. Like, I'm not going. It's the weekend of my birthday. Like, I don't want to be doing interviews the weekend of my birthday. But my mom was like, just go. You never know what doors could open up. You never know what the experience might be like. It might be better than Howard. You don't know. And I was like, you don't want me to go to Howard? Like, why do you want me to go so bad? And so I was just like, you know what? You're right. This is a privilege. Hundreds of people did not get selected, so let me go. So I went, and it completely shifted my perspective. Coming to A&T's campus, interacting with the students, the prospective students, the staff, it was just like, wow, like, they genuinely care about us being here, and I'm not even a student yet. And so that was really the shift for me. And then when I got that call that I was selected, I was boohoo crying. Literally. And so it was just an amazing experience. And just being a Lewis and Elizabeth Dowdy scholar has really impacted my ability and resources on campus. Like, last semester, I went to a Brazil study abroad trip, and I was able to request enrichment funding from the program that they have set aside specifically for internships and study abroad and things like that. And I was able to go to Brazil for 2 weeks for free. Ooh. So just that alone is allowing me to, experience non-traditional experiences on A&T's campus, and it's really been a complete blessing.
I love that. Shout out Big Lewis and Elizabeth. Shout out Big Dowdy. Big Frank. Shout out Big Frank. Shout out every camera. Shout out Big Frank. I love that. The reason why we're here. But you said it. And shout out to moms, right? It's an opportunity. You never know what doors it could lead to, and you step right through it, and you made it your own, right? Coming in. And now with Dowdy, you have some other leadership roles around campus. So I just want you to go ahead and list them. I couldn't remember all of them. It was too much of a long sheet. Okay, please tell us everything that you do on campus.
Yeah. So it's just so much sometimes. But I currently serve as the honors director of events. That's probably, I would say, one of my favorite leadership roles right now. I love the autonomy that I have, being able to create events catered to the Honors College. And I know coming in, there were certain things that I felt were a need in the Honors College. So being able to fulfill those needs and people being excited about the events is really awesome. So I manage all the social events. So we had a cooking class last semester where students were able to come in and learn about healthy dieting. We're able to make their own salads with a professional chef. We had the annual winter bash that we were able to do and just enhance that experience and bring more students out. We had an event where we do like casual table talks, a round table with the Honors College staff, because a lot of the times we meet them in professional settings and we don't really talk about like the regular things like, do you like to sit on the aisle seat or in the middle seat on the plane? Like, just having those casual conversations, because a lot of the times the non-scholars within the Honors College feel like they don't have a personal connection with the Honors staff. And we wanted to feel like a family and a community for everybody in the college, and just giving them that opportunity to talk to them on a more more personal level, create a family. And so those type of events is what I specialize in the honors college, and so many events coming this semester. So stay on the lookout for that. Follow Aggie Honors. And yeah, that's one of my roles. I also serve as the social media co-chair for the Aggie Innovators Network, which is basically the only entrepreneurship organization on campus. It is a continuously growing organization, but I really believe in the mission. I believe entrepreneurship is one of the ways that our people in the Black community are going to be able to stay afloat with the development of AI and the cutout of DEI. So I think instilling entrepreneurship and catering those skills to the students will really equip them in, after college. So I'm trying to help and just develop that organization and continue to, push it out so people can, find the resources that are available for them as entrepreneurs. And then I also serve as I talked about fashion, etc. And then I'm also serving as the Miss Omega Psi Phi for the 2025 school year. And so we represent the chapter, we attend their programs, but we also all have our own service initiatives. So my service initiative is something that I've kind of been doing for a year now, on and off. I started actually with the AI organization, and I created like a workshop for students to learn how to develop their own brands. Wow. And then I also did a similar thing in Ghana when I went this summer. And so just equipping students with the tools and the mindset of being an entrepreneur, I think, is extremely imperative. So starting the first week of February, I'll be starting the startup playground, and we'll be servicing Dudley High School and Allen Middle School, and anybody can come to volunteer. And it's going to be a 6-week series, so every week they're learning a different part of the business. So we're starting with product development, and then we'll move to marketing, we'll move to financial management, and then at the end they're going to have like a mini case competition. So I'm really excited for that. Changing the mindset of students and allowing them to really understand that you can be your own CEO. You can compete with the top level corporate companies if you just believe in yourself and have the right skills and resources. So yeah, and then I also teach fitness classes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. I teach lower body on Monday and full body sculpt on Wednesday. And then Fridays at 9:30 a.m. I teach core and cardio at the campus gym. So you guys should join me.
Hey, come get right. You gotta stay right. I love it, especially because, summer about to come up, spring rain about to come up. You gotta look your best, you feel me?
Exactly.
Hey, get that revenge bod going, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But those last two roles that you have, I want to dive into them just a little bit more. So once again, I want to congratulate you, Miss Omega Psi Phi. Talk to some people, of course, wherever you can, about what it was like to go through that. Like, have you ever been in a pageant before? Have you ever done something that's so visible to a lot of people? Because a lot of people went and saw your performance, not just in person, but through clips and social media. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've never done a pageant. I didn't even most I seen about a pageant. Well, before I came to A&T, all I saw about a pageant was toddlers and tiaras. I was like, okay, what's going on? But then when I came to an HBCU, I realized that pageantry on an HBCU perspective is a whole different ballgame. It's several layers to it: the scholarship, the service, the going through it and practicing and being prepared for it. Is all right. And so I've danced my whole life. So when I saw other people do pageants, I'm like, okay, this will be cool. I got some skills in the back and in my closet that I can showcase or whatever. But just approaching the pageant experience, I am in a season of my life where my faith goes first. And so when I first got accepted to do the pageant, I started a fast. Because I was like, look, and even before, it was crazy because when I was getting ready to go to the interest meeting, I was like, I had no service on my phone or something. I was feeling anxious or something. And I got a notification on my phone, and it was oh, make sure you read your scripture of the day. And I don't know verbatim, but it was do not let your hearts be troubled, trust in me and trust in God. And that just completely calmed my spirit. And that was that confirmation, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. This is where I'm sending you for a purpose. And so I wanted to ensure that I kept my faith and whatever vessel God was using me to be through that experience at the forefront. So I was fasting during my pageant experience, and it just allowed me to create a strong foundation and just, be affirmed in the confidence and the skills that God gave me. I was making sure that I was praying during the pageant experience, making sure my pageant sisters were prayed up, just making sure we all were utilizing our faith to create that foundation, because when two or more are gathered, he is present, and ensuring that we are doing this for the right reasons, and ensuring that, we are doing what we're called to do. And with that, like, I felt leading up to the performance, right? Leading up to the end, everybody's anticipating, okay, like, am I gonna win? Am I not gonna win? But I feel like I was able to have a sense of peace, because I knew that if I put God first, seek first the kingdom of God, everything else will fall into place. Like, I don't know what he has called me to do in this experience, but I know that if I continue to put him first, whatever impact he intended me to make will not fail. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's like trusting that, whether the outcome is that I win or not, doing his work throughout the whole time. So that, leading through the experience like that, it was a beautiful thing. And to this day, I talk to all my pageant sisters every single day. That's Kiki. That's what I'm about to go celebrate after this. So it was really a one of a kind niche experience, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Man, it sounds transformative, and it seems like you learned a lot. Is there anything else maybe about the culture of D9 or the culture of sisterhood that you learned throughout that process or after the fact, since you've been named Miss Omega Sci-Fi?
Yeah, I would say pertaining to sisterhood, just having humility. There's always something to learn. And I think through that pageant experience, it reminded me of that. I feel like a lot of times when you're a leader in so many spaces, it's easy to forget that you can learn, and forget that you can grow, and forget that you can hear from other people that may not be older than you, but they may be younger than you, but still giving you wise information, wise tidbits, trying to guide you in the right direction. So having humility at all times, and just, making sure, I feel like my pageant sisters, we really did a good job at holding each other accountable. I think accountability is important. Even when you're slacking, having somebody tell you, like, look, you need to get it together. Like, that's a great, I feel like that tied with the love that you gain for your pageant sisters creates a good community. And that's why we still talk every day. We go to Bible study together, like all these things, because like it's a genuine care for one another. So yeah.
That's amazing. And I think that's a great advice to leave with anybody going through stuff. You can always count on your brothers, your sisters, and your found family that you make at A&T, that you make wherever you are, and it can really turn into something beautiful, right? It could turn into something beautiful with our relationships. So I do want to thank you again here for sitting down with me and just expressing all of yourself on camera and letting people see a side of you that maybe they might not seen. But to end it, I want to make sure you have the opportunity. Please shout out the brand again. Shout out anything that you're doing, anything coming up, and maybe just a piece of advice that you would leave for incoming Aggie.
Okay. My brand, you can go on Instagram at shop.veramoda. That's my brand's page. And then the website is www.shop-veramoda.com. And then my fitness classes, I know you need to get in the gym. How you gonna go to spring break and look crazy? You gotta come to the gym. I have classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. And Mondays and Wednesdays is at 7 p.m. Monday is a lower body, Wednesday is full body, and then on Fridays we have cardio and core at 9:30 a.m. So come visit me. It's completely free, and you're gonna leave looking your best. And lastly, if you want to join me and help make an impact in the Greensboro community, help develop entrepreneurs, and help just equip them with the skills they need to be successful CEOs, my community service initiative is starting the first week of February, every Wednesday and Friday at Allen Middle School on Wednesdays, and Fridays at Dudley High School. And more information will be on the Musai Queens page for that. Thank you so much for having me. It's really been a pleasure. I appreciate you listening to my story. And yeah.
All right, y'all. That does it for another Limitless Creatives episode. Please make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and of course you keep up with Niara and everything that she's doing. All right, deuces.